Quibi. In 2018, the former chairman of Disney and the former CEO of both HP and eBay walked into investor meetings with a pitch, Netflix, but short. 10-minute episodes made for your phone. Watch them while you're waiting for your burrito at Chipotle. Every major studio in Hollywood said yes. Disney, Sony, Warner Media, NBC Universal. They all wrote checks. Goldman Sachs wrote a check. Alibaba wrote a check. Before a single human being had watched a single second of Quibi content, the company had raised $1.75 billion. That's not a startup. That's a small country's GDP. They paid Reese Witherspoon $6 million to narrate a nature show. They paid $5.6 million for a 30-second Super Bowl ad that viewers ranked among the worst of the night. They hired Steven Spielberg to make a horror series you could only watch after sunset. And no, I'm not making that up. That was a real feature. Quibi launched April 6, 2020, pre-COVID lockdown. The entire app was designed for people on the go, and the entire planet was on the couch watching Tiger King in sweatpants. Nobody was at a bus stop. Nobody was in a waiting room. Everyone was home, on a television, watching something longer than 10 minutes. But COVID didn't kill Quibi. The product killed Quibi. You couldn't share clips. You couldn't screenshot. You couldn't cast to your TV. In 2020, the year TikTok became the most downloaded app on Earth by being infinitely shareable, Quibi built a streaming service specifically designed to never go viral. That's not bad luck. That's engineering failure with intention. 6 months later, it was over. Roku bought the entire library, 175 shows, 8,500 episodes, over $1 billion in production, for less than $100 million. That's 94 cents on the dollar. Lost. CNN Plus. If Quibi was a slow bleed, CNN Plus was a speed run. CNN spent $300 million building a standalone streaming service, hired hundreds of employees, poached Chris Wallace from Fox News, built studios, launched a national ad campaign. The works. It went live March 29, 2022. In the first 2 weeks, fewer than 10,000 people were watching on any given day. Disney Plus got 10 million subscribers on day one. CNN Plus couldn't fill a college football stadium. 11 days after launch, CNN's parent company completed a merger with Discovery. New CEO David Zaslav looked at the numbers, presumably rubbed his eyes, looked again, and killed it. CNN Plus was officially dead on April 28th, 30 days. It lived and died inside a single billing cycle. Your free trial at the gym lasts longer. And here's the detail that belongs in a comedy writer's room. After the shutdown was announced, CNN accidentally mailed welcome baskets to employees who had just been laid off. Branded merchandise arriving at the homes of people who no longer had jobs. Nobody scripted that. Reality just has a better sense of irony than television. If you're learning something, subscribe. No $300 million investment required. No welcome basket upon departure. Go 90. Quick question. Name one show that aired on Go 90. Take your time. I'll wait. You can't. Nobody can. That's the whole story, really. But let me give you the expensive version. In 2015, Verizon, a phone company, decided it wanted to be an entertainment company. They spent $200 million buying Intel's unreleased streaming technology, launched a free app called Go 90, and aimed it at millennials. The name referred to rotating your phone 90 degrees to landscape mode. They built an entire brand identity around a wrist movement. That should have been the first red flag. The launch party had Kanye West. The content deals included Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and LeBron James. They bought a stake in Awesomeness TV for $159 million. They even had Kobe Bryant make an animated short film through the platform. It won an Oscar. An Oscar. And still, nobody could tell you what Go 90 was. Content partners reported view counts in the low thousands. Not thousands of subscribers, thousands of views. Total for entire shows. You could upload a video of your cat to YouTube and get more eyeballs than a show produced by the largest wireless carrier in America. Internal employees later said Verizon executives never showed any focus and had no indication They knew the audience they were trying to reach. They were a phone company, cosplaying as a studio, and the costume didn't fit. Go90 shut down in July 2018. Verizon recorded a $658 million write-down. Their outgoing CEO's parting wisdom? We are not going to be owning content. 3 years and close to $1 billion to arrive at a conclusion most people could have reached over lunch. Facebook Watch. Every service so far failed because nobody showed up. This next one failed because everybody was already there and still nobody watched. Facebook had 2 billion monthly users, already logged in, already opening the app 40 times a day. All Facebook had to do was make people stop scrolling through vacation photos and start watching original shows. Easy, right? They spent over $1 billion finding out the answer is no. Facebook Watch launched in 2017 with original series, live baseball games, and funded news content. They created a show literally called Sorry for Your Loss, which, looking back, might have been a warning. They did everything a streaming service is supposed to do, inside an app that people use to wish their coworker happy birthday and argue about politics with their uncle. And that was the problem. Nobody opens Facebook and thinks, I'd like to watch a drama now. You open Facebook because you're bored in a waiting room and want to see who got engaged. The Watch tab sat in the app like a door nobody ever opened. It was a movie theater built inside a post office, technically there, functionally invisible. By 2020, Facebook quietly stopped funding originals and pivoted to short-form user content, which was essentially admitting they'd spent $1 billion trying to be Netflix when they should have just been TikTok 3 years earlier. Facebook Watch technically still exists, but it has the energy of a gym membership nobody uses. Active on paper, abandoned in practice. Yahoo Screen. In 2015, Yahoo, a company that was already losing the search war to Google, the email war to Gmail, and the relevance war to basically everyone, decided to enter the streaming war. They launched Yahoo Screen and bet the entire thing on one show, Community. Community was a cult sitcom that NBC had just canceled after 5 seasons. It had a small but obsessive fan base whose battle cry was 6 seasons and a movie. Yahoo swooped in at the last minute, outbid Hulu, and secured Season 6 as a Yahoo Screen exclusive. The logic was that millions of passionate fans would follow their favorite show to a new platform. Some did. They watched Community, and then they left. Nobody browsed the rest of Yahoo Screen's catalog. Nobody stuck around for Sin City Saints or Other Space, 2 originals that most people are hearing about for the first time right now in this sentence. Yahoo lost $42 million on its original programming and quietly shut down Yahoo Screen in January 2016. No press conference, no farewell statement, just gone, like a show that gets canceled mid-season and nobody notices. Community got its 6th season, and in return it killed an entire streaming service, 6 seasons and a funeral. Mixer. Every failure on this list so far cost corporations money. This one cost real people their livelihoods. In 2016, Microsoft bought a small streaming platform, rebranded it Mixer, and aimed it directly at Twitch, the Amazon-owned giant controlling over 70% of the live streaming market. Microsoft's strategy? Throw money at the problem. Specifically, throw money at one person. In August 2019, they signed Tyler Ninja Blevins, the most famous gamer on Earth, to an exclusive deal reportedly worth $20 to $30 million. Then they signed Shroud for another $10 million. The logic was simple. Buy the biggest stars, the fans follow. The fans did not follow. When Ninja stopped streaming, 94% of his viewers left Mixer immediately. They came for him. They didn't come for the platform. The community wasn't there. The culture wasn't there. The app wasn't even easy to use. Ninja's own wife needed Microsoft customer support just to create an account. When signing up for your platform requires a support ticket, you have a product problem that no celebrity can fix. Microsoft shut Mixer down in June 2020. Ninja and Shroud had their contracts bought out, $30 million and $10 million, respectively. They landed softly. Both turned down even bigger offers from Facebook Gaming. They were fine. But thousands of smaller streamers were not fine. People who had left Twitch, who had built communities from scratch on Mixer, who were streaming 300 hours a month because they believed in the platform. They found out Mixer was shutting down with 48 hours notice, not 48 days, hours, no buyout, no severance, no transition plan, just a redirect link to Facebook Gaming, a platform most of them had never used and never wanted to. Mixer's biggest names got golden parachutes. Everyone else got a dead link and a lesson about trusting corporations with your career. Microsoft can afford to write off a failed experiment. A streamer with 500 loyal viewers who just lost their only income cannot. 6 streaming services, billions of dollars burned, and every single one made the exact same mistake. Subscribe if you want more. No app required, no wrist rotation necessary, and I promise you can watch this on your TV.